What up, everybody? Kevin here. Just giving my review impressions. I don't know what to call it because I'm about 70% in, 70 missions, main scenario quest done with Dawntrail. And yeah, Dawntrail is my favorite expansion. Beating Shadowbringers is number one, even beating Heaven's Sword. It's probably my top two, but then I played Dawntrail and I'm having such a blast. I love this expansion so much. What Final Fantasy XIV, what Yoshi P, my Kojima, people love Kojima. My Kojima is Yoshi P, especially after what he did with Final Fantasy XVI. I love that game as well. But Dawntrail is just, if I had to sum up Dawntrail, one word, it'll be or refreshing. A nice, relaxing expansion. It's not all about me. I love it so much that it's not about me. I'm not saving the world. I'm not saving the universe. I just got hired by this Wooklamat kitty person to go help her. I think it's a her. Help her out become the Dawn Servant. We go to the continent to the west, and she's going to compete against her three other brothers to see who becomes Dawn Servant. And we're just a gun for hire, or I'm a white mage, healer for hire, because we're awesome. She saw what we did with the last 5 expansions. Went, yeah, we'll hire this person, and Alice, and Alpha Node, and Kryle to help her try to become Dawn Servant. No spoilers, but that part does get wrapped up about halfway. Find out who becomes a Dawn Servant. And there's a lovely little twist where one of your brothers, they went out and hired Thancred and Urianger to help him out. Kona to help him out. But the way things transpire, it's about you just going to this land, Tuliolau, or Tural, and learning the people. Wooklamat, I was not a big fan of, especially before Dawntrail came out. 6.5 or whenever she was introduced. I'm like, just a little too, just, I'm strong, I'm gonna win. I'm just that type of character. A little bit over the top for me, but I don't know. Maybe that was just a little appetizer to help make me understand who this character is, because as soon as I started Dawntrail, I just loved it. I just love that the weight of the world, the universe, is not all on my shoulders and just the craziness. This is such a relaxing, just sit back and watch someone else live their story, take part of their story, just sit in the background. That's who I am as a person. I don't want to ever take the lead. I just want to hang out in the background and have a good time. I'm that person on the projects where I point out one thing and then I sit in the back and let everyone else do the work. Yeah, I'm that guy. I just am. Just who I am. I know it sucks. I'm a bad person, but that's just who I am. And I feel like that's just what you are in this expansion. But it's still a lot of fun just visiting all the areas. It's a very tropical, deserty. There's a part where I'm like, dude, this looks like my backyard. I'm in Arizona. This is like a wild, wild west out here. There's even a wild, wild west town that you go to. I mean, you're seeing it right now, but I just really enjoy it. And I would say for the first time, it feels single player. This expansion, or Final Fantasy XIV on a whole, feels single player. All the duties, all the, well, I think the trials where you take on just the one boss, you can do it just with yourself with a party of NPCs. There's pros and cons to that. If you die, you got to start all over. But yeah, it feels like what I imagine Dragon Quest X offline mode. You still got to be online, but I would imagine if they ever do Final Fantasy XIV offline mode, which they absolutely should, it would probably look like how I play. I just don't interact with anybody, do all the duties and everything. Single player. They actually did it. But this is a great, great expansion. Just a good, like, hey, we're starting over, starting fresh. Nothing too super serial yet. Things are getting a little super serial. Obviously, find out who becomes a Dawn servant about halfway through. And yeah, when you got three other brothers who were trying to be Dawn servant, and out of the four, one of them becomes Dawn servant, one of the others might get jealous. And I don't know. But just becoming a Dawn servant, you're going around to all these new locations, these new locales. Why did does my voice come up? But all these new locations, all these new locales, and learning the people. There's a feat. The feat is just what you have to do. You got these tablets, and you got to collect the keystones. And then once you collect the keystones, you're supposed to go find this golden city, this mysterious golden city, and the first person to do that becomes a Dawn servant. But yeah, just very lighthearted little adventures. There's one where you gotta basically make tacos, and it's like a food contest, a simple little food contest, and just watching that play out, and teaming up with one of your brothers and watching the others, just become evil, spiteful little bastards, and some changing their tune and becoming bros. It's kind of the ultimate power of friendship expansion. I love it, guys. It is my number one. It's my favorite expansion. I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. Now, I will say up front, Final Fantasy XIV, about 2 years ago, I played Realm Reborn, Heaven's Sword, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker, all back to back to back to back to back to back. I do not recommend doing that, but the payoff was a nice little break afterwards and playing a great expansion at the same time with everyone else. It was fun. It still is fun just seeing the population in the server and just everyone running around and just going, oh, I wonder if they're on the same main scenario quest that I am. Now that's been like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm probably a little bit behind everyone else, but I should have it wrapped up in about a week or two. Again, I think I only got like about 30 quests left. So, yeah, I am loving Dawntrail. I'm just loving it. Wook Lamont is a great character, just a character that grew on me and really stepped up to the plate. Really stepped up to the plate and making me go, this person deserves to be Dawn Servant. Does she become Dawn Servant? I'm not going to give that away. I will also say Kona also deserves to be Dawn Servant, but there can only be one. But yeah, absolute banger of an expansion. People don't like it. I get it. Heaven's Sword and Shadowbringers or even Endwalker, that was a high, but I'm like, what did you guys want? Like, I haven't heard anything from Dawntrail haters exactly what they want. All I hear is complain, complain, complain. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't know. To me, Final Fantasy XIV, it's a Final Fantasy game, and Dawntrail really cements it for me as one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. Is it my favorite? I mean, it's kind of its own thing. It's kind of its own. Every game is kind of its own thing, but 14 really is. But man, 2 years ago when I made the commitment of playing all the expansions, I'm probably at least 500 hours in. And all I've done was do the main scenario quests. A little bit of side stuff here and there, but mainly about 90% of my playtime is just the main scenario quests themselves. 500 hours in. It's a commitment, but I'm glad I made that commitment, and Dawntrail just puts a smile on my face. I love it. I love it. Also, love you for watching it. Thank you so much. If I can just be one positive voice on the internet about Dawntrail, good. But I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I'll talk to you later. Later.